will teach you 4 ways to turn effectively with the ball and beat the defender from your first touch. Yes, that was lame, but turning is important in football, and actually you can manage to beat a defender with something as simple as a well-timed and well-executed turn. So today I'll go over 4 ways that you can turn with the ball from a first touch and make the defender look just a little bit silly. But just remember these 3 things. 1, that you move towards the pass as it's coming in to make sure that it doesn't get intercepted and that you look stupid. 2, always make sure to look around before you get the ball to know which way you should turn where there's open space. And 3, and most importantly, make sure you subscribe to the channel with the notifications on. That's it. Let's go. First up, we start with the classic, the instep turn, which is where you open your foot up a little bit and then take this small dampened touch to the side in a 90-degree motion. Now, this is really good if you have a defender close by, because this sudden and very sharp change of direction might surprise them a little bit and throw them off balance. And that means that if you have a defender close to you, behind you, the instep turn is great if you want to set yourself up for a pass or shot, just to buy that little bit of time if the turn can shake off the defender. Just make sure that the touch is actually good and relatively close to you, so you don't lose the ball. And then it's just a matter of practicing with a pass from a friend or against a wall until you can do the turn smoothly. Second turn is the exact opposite, actually. It's called the outside turn because you use the outside of your foot. Same situation, but maybe you just want to go right instead of left. Now, I could, of course, just do the instep turn with my left foot, but because that is not dead, it's kind of rusty and definitely not as good as my right. So I'm much better off using old trusty here to just make the turn. And actually, if you manage to throw in a little shoulder drop before you do the touch, maybe you can get lucky to fixate the defender going this direction. You buy yourself a little bit more time to do what you need to do. Now, of course, the 2 first turns are also a bit interchangeable, and you should use them depending on where the defender is. If the defender is to your left and you're right-footed, do the outside turn, and the other way around. And this is where advice number 2 comes into play, because you want to look around, determine where the defender is, and then decide which turn to make. It's that simple. But if the defender isn't behind you, but more to the side, you can then whip out the 90-degree drag turn, which is where, if the ball is coming towards you, you let it roll a little further, open up your body onto the foot furthest away from the defender. So in this case, my right foot. Now, what happens then is that once the ball comes to you, you start turning your body, using the defender as the axis with your back to the defender, always keeping your body between the ball and the defender. And then you have to drag or guide the ball out behind you like that. So the drag can be a little difficult because you want to dampen the pass and still control it enough to keep it close so you don't lose the ball, but still get enough speed and distance so you beat the man. But thankfully, it's something you can learn with a lot of repetition. And finally, we have the behind the leg, I guess we can call it, which is great, you guessed it, if the defender is coming a bit from the front. Now, you might also have latched on to the fact that the defender's position relative to you decides on what the most optimal turn is. So you basically want to look at where the defender is coming and then try to look for the turn that can put your body between the defender and the ball to protect it the best way possible. So basically, if the defender is there, I want to go that way, my body needs to be here. So the turn itself is relatively simple, in fact. You want to approach the ball a little bit and then let it roll under you, where you kind of tap it out to the side with the inside of your foot that you've angled a little bit to allow the ball to have that 90-degree change of direction. Again, body between the defender and the ball, and then just approach it like that. So my friends, with these 4 turns, I'm pretty sure that you'll be turning some heads when you're on the pitch. That was a terrible pun, I apologize. But make sure that you go and practice these a lot for them to become second nature. So when you're on the pitch, you don't really have to think about them. You just execute and look like a boss. Now, guys, of course, what should also be second nature to you by now is to go to unisportstore.com via the link right over there. If you need new boots or training gear, football shirts, whatever football gear your heart desires, we have it right over there. Or if you want to learn some more football skills, the playlist down there is pretty awesome. So go and check that out as well. And with those words, my friends, I'll be signing off. Cheerio.